Good morning. This is Brother Anthony here at the Broadstreet Church of Christ. Welcome you to our Thursday Throwback edition. As we look around our country, we are seeing it come apart at the seams. You got protests everywhere. You got rioting and looting. You got the burning of police stations, fire stations, buildings, restaurants, people's homes. We just seen the other day where an officer was just standing there watching the protest and he was shot in the head. You know, this world is upside down. Everything is backwards. We remember some of the tragic stories from history. We remember Frederick Gray. 6 Baltimore police officers put this young man in the back of a police building where they savagely beat him up and ultimately killed him. Then you had Sam DuBose. You know, a judge and a jury, they ruled that this officer that killed this man at a traffic stop, they exonerated him and let him go free when the traffic stop and the pedestrian or the driver saw that he didn't do anything wrong. Then there's Alton Sterling. He was shot to death July the 5th, 2016, as officers pinned him down to the pavement outside of a convenience store where he was trying to make an honest living. He was trying to sell CDs to pay his bills. Then you got Jeremy McDowell. He was 28 year handicapped dude, riding in his wheelchair. Officers gunned him down because they say he looked like a criminal. He looked like somebody that fit a profile, that was waving a gun around at people. And then there's 12-year-old Tamar Rice. Tamar Rice was fatally shot by a white Cleveland police officer on a playground where other children were playing because they thought that this young 12-year-old was trying to kill them. And finally, there's Eric Garner, 43 years old, he was wrestled down to the ground, choked to death by New York City police when they found out that the thing that he was ultimately accused of, he was innocent. There are some injustices in this country. And if you've been living long enough, you had injustices in your life. But I stopped by here to tell you this morning that God has given us the marching orders. He has given us the green light to go and try to make a difference in this world. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse number 1, the Hebrews writer said, "Wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily beset us." He says, "And let us run with patience the race, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith." We can make a difference in this world. God told us to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. The gospel is the difference maker. The thing about it is, we get so caught up with the stuff that we see. The cruelty of the police towards civilians. The black on black crime that we see. The white on white crime that we see. The crime against other races and toward one another that we see. We get so caught up in all the negative on the TV that we take time out to listen to the positive reinforcement that God has given us. His positive reinforcement was for us to go. He said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel." Well, who was he talking to? Was he talking to just one individual when he told him to go? Is that a marching order for all of us to be in unison, to join in a protest stand against evil, to go out there into the world? You have been chosen for the race. Remember, God told you to go. And when he said go, he ultimately told you he's choosing you to go out there and make a difference. Here's the question. Are you ready to do what God told you to do? Are you ready to go out there and make a difference? In this race that God is sending us out there to win the race, it's going to be a contest and it's going to be a conflict. Yes, it's going to be some struggles. Yes, it's going to be some obstacles. Yes, it's going to be some times that you want to give up. But remember, you're not running the race to win the race for yourself. You're running the race to win the race for God and for your fellow man. God told you to go. That's enough. Your fellow man needs you. That should push you. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit down and listen to Fox 54 News? Are you going to sit down and listen to CNN? Are you going to listen to everybody else put the bug in your ear about what you shouldn't do? Or should you listen to God and do what God told you to do? He said, see that we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. You know, God told people long ago it was time to go. In Hebrews chapter 11, verse number 4, he said, by faith, Abel offered a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. He did what God told him to do, and his sacrifice was more acceptable. In verse number 5, by faith, Enoch was translated. Enoch walked on this earth, and the Bible tells us he was so faithful to God that God didn't even allow this man to see that it was time for him to depart from this earth. All he did was transition from one life to the next life. And verse number 7, by faith, Noah, been warned of God, he built an ark for the saving of his house. Just think about it. God used a man to build a boat in the middle of nowhere where it never rained before. God told him to do it. I need for you to get in the race, to win the race, and I'm going to give you the power and the supplies to do it. All you got to do is have a willing mind. By faith, Abraham. God told Abraham to leave one country, leave some people, leave your family, leave those things that's pulling you behind. Get up, pack your house up, and move to another country to where I'm going to show you. And once you get there, I'm going to bless you beyond measure. I'm going to make you the father of many nations. But guess what? Before you can be the father of many nations, Abraham, you got to get up and start the race to win the race. The Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse number 13 that all of these people died in faith. It's one thing to be protesting for a political cause and die, and die in the faith. It's a different thing to join this protest with God against evil, go into all the world, and then you die in faith. You see, one type of dying for a cause can see you to hell. But another type of dying, moving in faith with a cause, can see you to heaven. Just think about this. The race that God told you to get into is unique to you. It has no timeouts. And winning this race is going to require endurance. What you can't do is give up once you start. This is Brother Anthony of the Broadstreet Church of Christ. We're inviting you to 1213 Broadstreet in Phoenix City, Alabama, where we say that the doors of this building indeed roll back on welcome hinges. Not only that, but we invite you to tune in every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday night to our Faith Under Fire gospel meeting. We got some good preaching going on. We got some faithful brothers that's trying to lead us into the right direction for God. The only question is will you join us?